Now, excellent day to you all from everywhere you're listening to me from. Here is Ambassador Dr. Adekunle Badmus, the global president of the Global Clusters Worldwide, and UN diplomat on government bilateral trade in the whole of Africa. Colin doubles our UN ambassador for quality and affordable education in the whole of Africa. Today is Mind Surgery Revolution. We said instead of end SARS, instead of end bad governance, let's engage in critical thinking, creative thinking, innovative thinking, thinking out of the box, developing great memory, flexibility, speed, focus. And that is why we're here today. And I'm very, very delighted that our guest speaker today is my childhood friend, and we're gonna be digging it out. You're gonna learn a lot. You're gonna see similarities. I've shared my own story before. You're gonna see here his own part of the story. So let's have our video right now. The mind surgery video.
Imagine a world where your mind is your greatest ally. Welcome to the Mind Surgery Revolution by the Global Clusters. This movement is all about transforming your inner world, building mental resilience, cultivating mindfulness, and overcoming the barriers within. At Global Clusters, we believe in the power of introspection and self-awareness to heal, elevate, and empower. Through emotional intelligence and cognitive growth, we can unlock our full potential and face life's challenges with clarity and strength. Think about it. Leaders today are overwhelmed by expanding expectations and digital distractions. But by prioritizing core values and focusing on what truly drives us, we can navigate this complex world with ease. The history of neurosurgery, with pioneers like Harvey Cushing, shows us the incredible advancements in understanding our brains. Similarly, the Mind Surgery Revolution invites you to revolutionize your mindset, just as brain surgery has revolutionized treatment. Even cutting-edge brain-computer interfaces are showing us the limitless potential of the brain's plasticity. But it's not just about technology. Holistic health approaches, like those from Dr. Rangan Chatterjee, emphasize the crucial connection between mind and body. Transform your mind, and you'll transform your world. Be part of the Mind Surgery Revolution by joining us at theglobalclusters.org. Stay tuned for updates, events, and tools to elevate your mental resilience and well-being. Every meeting matters. Don't miss your chance to grow with us.
Every meeting matters. Don't miss the chance to grow with us. The Mind Surgery Revolution. I will not be wasting any time. As our guest speaker is ready, please share this with all your friends and family. They are going to learn. You understand? I know those days when myself and Douglas were in Shomolu, I know that a lot of people can never think anything good will come out of us. They will just look at us as those useless boys. Sometimes we'll be singing Wasiu song to get money. We'll be doing a lot of things. We've done a lot of things. You understand? We try to sing. We try to motivate ourselves. We try to have big visions together. And you're going to hear a lot today. So please, all Clusterians, get ready. You understand? And this video, thank God it's live. It will be there for record purpose. And some of our friends, we're going to share it with them. You know, I have my own story too, and he has his own style of the story. So let's have, I'm proud, I'm very happy with all sense of love, respect, humility, you know, everything. I'm proud to introduce to you my childhood friend, Dr. Barrister Victor Douglas Onyedamola Malasawe. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're going to tell us about yourself, what you do, and we want to learn from your story. How are you to be able to move from a boy we squatted together in the same place? You understand? You know, in a room that is not up to a standard room. Today, you are a global citizen. You understand? So, why can we want to learn from your story? Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you. Good morning, First Lady Badmus. I can see you're still looking very beautiful. How are you doing, ma'am? Good morning, everybody. If you want to put on your camera, I appreciate it because I like to know that people are listening to me, and then we're not wasting this effort because it's middle of the night right now. I hate to put people in discomfort, but that's what I'm doing. Notwithstanding, I really appreciate it. It's something that I don't take for granted, right? So it's more than an honor that my story can inspire someone, and I want you to know that regardless of wherever you are today, there is no limit against you apart from your mind. I have a book coming up that is titled Mind Your Mind. Mind Your Mind. If you ask me to introduce to you the most powerful in all the universe, the most powerful person in all the universe that can help you reposition your life, change your life completely, and I'll tell you to please get a mirror. You see, whoever you find in the mirror holds the capacity to turn your life around. Let me tell you what your mind does. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to tell you my story, but I just want you to know that the efficacy of this teaching today the efficacy has everything to do with your mind. Your mind is a gateway to endless possibilities. Now, before you think that that's a great statement, it does not mean that it is positive, because a gateway can either lock you out or grant you access. So your mind can grant you access to endless possibility, or your mind has the capacity to lock you out of endless possibilities. So the question is, which do you choose? If you tell me right now that there is nothing you cannot become, you are correct. And if you say that, oh, with all that you're going through, that you cannot become anything of worth, you are also correct. Somebody woke up one day and told the whole Nigerian that, look, right now, it is my turn to be president. Guess what? 200 million plus people, made him president. And today is their president because he said, Imilukan. And so when I say in 10 years, I'm going to be serving you as president, I don't mince words. I mean it by every means. Yeah, of course. I've always wanted to be. So let me dig into my story, and then we'll come back to where we come back to your mind, what your mind can do for you. So one day, I was studying from school, my friend Yomi Lawal, who is very much alive, Abayomi Peter Lawal, right? That's his full name. We were fourth graders that were in primary 4, and we saw a crowd. And naturally, when children see crowd, they gravitate towards it. So we went to the crowd and we saw that it was the governor who was shaking hands with people. And we wanted to go shake hands with him, but I wanted to at least. But the crowd discouraged me, so I stood where I was. And Yomi pressed. And not long, not only did the governor shake my hand, he also patted me by my back. I became super proud. I said, Yomi Shotiri, Yomi now became jealous, and he said, when I grow up, I'm going to be a governor. And I told Yomi, I said, when I grow up, I'm going to be the boss of the governor. He said, oh, the governor does not have a boss. I said, when I grow up, my daddy shake on governor, because I wanted to be Yomi's boss at all costs. I wanted to be Yomi's boss at all costs. I said, I'm going to be the boss of the governor. He said, no, that the governor cannot have a boss. I said, it's a lie. The governor can have a boss. And I'm going to be the boss of the governor. I said, look, I did not go and meet the governor. The governor came to meet me. So when I got home, I asked my sister, who is the boss of the governor? She told me the president. Okay. So when I got to school the next day, I made my first ever political declaration that I'm going to be president when I grow up. Guess what? At that level, no opposition. Nobody argued with me. Now, this is it. See, when you want to become anything you want to become, it begins from declaring it to yourself. Say, I want to be this thing. I remember growing up, those days when Badmus would say that he wants to be the richest person in the world. And I have never been crazy about wealth. I have never been crazy about long life. The only thing I'm passionate about is I want to make the world better than I left me. I want to leave the world better than I met it. That's the only thing that I am passionate about. And believe me, and I'm also passionate about restoring hope in political statements. When a politician comes and say, I am going to do this, I want Nigerians to be able to believe it as a statement of hope. I want them to see it as hope. All right, that's what I want to do. That's all what I've always wanted to do. Now, let me continue my story. So I made my first ever political declaration. I said, I am going to be president when I grow up. So I asked my brother, I said, what do I need to become the president of Nigeria? He said, you have to learn all the languages in Nigeria. And I said, how many? He said, look, you speak English, you speak Yoruba, you speak Hausa, you speak Igbo. And then, from a child, because he was also a child. And when I say to you today, do not vote in a Yoruba man as Nigerian president. Don't vote an Hausa man as Nigerian president. Don't vote an Igbo man as Nigerian president. Don't vote a Christian. Don't vote a Muslim. Vote a Nigerian, somebody who represents the interests of all. That was where we picked that from. Today, Naji Hausa so same manner. I don't know because my brother told me that those things were going to make me president. All right. So I started growing, and then I realized that where I was living could not make me president, that I needed visibility, and I moved to Lagos. And when I came to Lagos, this is the interesting part. This is the part that you might want to cut away. When I came to Lagos, I was selling Igbo for my uncle, my late uncle. And one day, I also told myself that a future president should not be selling Igbo. There is a guy called Iku. His real name was Latin because it's also late now. He used to sell Igbo at there is this building called Fuji Film House in Shomolu in Pangrove. He used to sell Igbo beside that gate, that linked Ogunaike Street to, I've forgotten what that street is called now. He used to sell there. We used to supply him. And then I remember those days that if you dress too well and you are standing on our streets, I would suspect that you are either an officer of DSS or you're a police officer. We will come and tell you that leave the streets. Because we've paid for the street. Why are you standing there? You're disturbing our business. Because when our customers come, they see you, they're not going to be free. And then I told myself, this is not the right life to live. And I said, I'm not going to do it again. So I told my uncle, I said, I'm not going to do it again. So you know what happened? He stopped paying my rent. He stopped renewing my rent. So after a while, I got kicked out of the house. And then, like Badmos told you earlier on, I started squatting. This person, I want to mention his name now, is still very much alive. There was a day I was telling my wife, and he was also, I was telling my friend, he was also telling his wife the exact same story at that same time. But me, I decided to give him a call to let my friends know that, look, this thing I'm telling them is not a lie. And he said, can you imagine that I just told my wife? And he asked his wife. The wife said, yes, that's what he just said. We lived in a coaching center. And in that coaching center, if you don't take our shower before 4 a.m., we won't have a shower again that day because people would have come outside and we have to take our shower on the street. Coaching center, we're sleeping on the bench. Then there was a time like that we had to stay squat in one room that was half of a room. I want to say it the way we used to say it, like a joke. Because boys were so much. There were so many boys that we couldn't even, you can't enjoy your sleep. Like that must we say, I am long, not tall. And my leg will stretch and disturb others. But I was also skinny. Nepa was big. You understand? And inside that same one room, I made ready to bring a lady to come and be living there. Where are we going to be staying now? So after a while, I left Pangrove to precisely number 27 Adesoya Street. At number 27 Adesoya Street in Mafoluku Oshodi, my rent was 1,000 naira, and I never paid because I didn't have. And the landlord would chase me because he knows that I didn't have. But he knew that I wanted to do something with my life. And that's why he will continue to encourage me. And now there is something interesting. Now don't laugh at me at this point. Do you know the house I was living in Mafoluku Oshodi, whenever it rained, the volume of water you get in my room was equivalent to the volume of water you get on the streets. The roof was that messed up. At that time, I was schooling to be chartered at Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. And if I forget to put my mattress in the passage, I'll have to sleep on the bare floor for the next 2 weeks because it will take that long for my mattress to get dry. because my roof menstruates more than the passage. Now after that, I moved to Ikorodu, where I was paying the rent. Now I could afford the rent, but the challenge was that feeding after rent and transportation from Ikorodu becomes very difficult. So I had to bring in my friends to spot with me so that once in a while they can cook. And my friend brought his, after a while, my friend impregnated a girl in my house. In my house. So I moved to my uncle's place. And then gradually, I remember when I was living in Mafoluku, I took a classmate of mine in NIPR home. And then he said, why are you doing this? I said, what am I doing? He said, why is it that you don't want me to know your house? I said, this is my house. He said, no, I know you don't live here. He said, this greatness cannot live in this house. And I said, but this is the truth. This is where I live. And the guy started to cry. And I was like, yeah, man. I said, me, look, it's just a temporary thing. I live here for now, but I'm not going to live here forever. And then I don't know if Badmus would remember this, that there was a time we wanted to talk, and then we drove to Sheraton Hotel Ikeda to go and have executive meetings. The two of us could have talked anywhere. Sure. We could have talked anywhere, and we bought a bottle of Coke, 700 naira, and shared it. Because we could not afford to buy one each. Now, this is, now, we went through all that, but our life is not exactly the same today. A lot has changed about us. Before I begin to tell you what brought me here, let me read you I want to read you my citation a little. Please don't take this as an arrogance. It's just something I have to do because I want you to see where I have come from that depth. And believe me, that story I just told you is just an abbreviation of it. Now, let me now tell you another one that will shock you, the one that you will never believe. Please, how many of us here know National Theatre Igomu? You know sure. National Theatre Igomu? How far is National Theatre Igomu to National Stadium? A little far, just little. Okay, take it to Ojuelegba. It's a little still far, right? Now, don't stop at Ojuelegba. Go to Jibo, still a little far. Just little, not very far like that. Don't stop there. Take it to Onikpan. Take it to Pangrove. Take it to Abanikoro. Take it to Maryland. Take it to Ojota. Now, don't stop there. Take it to Ikosi. Still a little far now. It's becoming a little far, right? Now, don't stop there. Take it to CMD. It's now becoming very far. Now, take it to Ojodubega. It's very far. Any day, any night, it's very far. Anyway, whether you want to trek or you want to drive, I have walked that distance. I have trekked that distance. Please, who knows Iwaya? Onike Iwaya. How close is Onike Iwaya to Festac? Very close. Myself, and Emmanuel Mbokwede, still very living. We trekked from Onike Iwaya to National Theatre Igomu, and we trekked from National Theatre Igomu to Festac. To be precise, I closed 7th Avenue in Festac. We trekked. What were we looking for? We're looking for opportunities to become professional actors. We could act. We just didn't have the money to dress the way actors dress. So when we go to locations, we didn't come with the right costumes. So even if they cast us for the role before, they look for somebody who can afford to costume themselves. Nollywood was like that those days. But we didn't stop. And those things did not make us commit crime. When I was living in Mafoluku Oshodi, I shared that room with my friend Soulmate, now Soulmate. He does music. He does music now. It was doing music then. Those days, if we had 15 naira, we will buy 2 wraps of gari, we'll buy 5 naira water, and we'll buy, because gari was 2 for 5 naira then, and we'll buy 2 sachets of water. Water was also 2 for 5 naira at the time. So 15 naira, and then we will buy it around 5 p.m. so that it could suffice for our breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And from that depth is what I want to show you. I want to introduce you to this guy. I want to introduce you to this guy now. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, 1 second. I want to see if I can share my screen. Share.
Yes,
Sorry.
yes, we can. We can.
Screen. Start. Please let me know if you can see my screen, and let me know what you can see.
Yes, it's okay, sir. It's okay. Go ahead, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so Victor Douglas Malaso, that's my name. He's a life coach, fraud investigator, a licensed attorney, a specialist in administrative and immigration law. Victor, widely known as Mr. President, is a multifaceted professional with a distinguished background in law, political analysis, and personal development coaching. With a career dedicated to empowering individuals and organizations, Victor combines his expertise in legal systems, public affairs, and leadership dynamics to help others unlock their full potentials and achieve meaningful success. A proud protege of the late Bob Proctor and Jerry Robert, Victor has been deeply influenced by the transformative teachings on personal growth and success. This rare mentorship has shaped his unique coaching philosophy, which emphasizes practical strategies and actionable insights to foster personal and professional excellence. Victor is currently running a mentoring program through his brainchild organization, Pivot Path Bureau, with mission to guide individuals towards becoming the best versions of themselves. His coaching approach is rooted in the belief that true success is an harmonious blend of personal effectiveness, strong relationships, career mastery, business acumen, and impactful leadership. Through his work, he has helped cycles maximize their potentials by cultivating discipline, focus, and resilience, building meaningful relationships that drive growth and fulfillment, excel in their career by mastering workplace dynamics and personal blending. Okay, long story. Let me go to my education. Few words for my education. Victor possesses a Bachelor of Laws degree from Escaya University in Benin Republic, where he focused on foundations in legal principles and jurisprudence. He possesses a Master's of Laws degree from Osgoode Hall Law School, York University, Ontario, Canada, a prestigious program emphasizing advanced legal theories and practice, a certificate in health law from Harvard Law School, Harvard University, Massachusetts, United States of America, specializing a specialized training in the international law and healthcare policy. He possesses another certificate in justice from Harvard Law School, Harvard University, Massachusetts University, United States, focused on the principles of justice, fairness, and equity within the legal system. He possesses an advanced certificate in advanced topics in administrative law from prestigious Osgoode Hall Law School, York University, Ontario, Canada. And now, at the time I did this, my PhD was not here. Now I possess a PhD degree in human behavior and public leadership. He is a licensee of Law Society of Ontario and New York State Board of Law Examiners. This is where I am coming. This is what I've attained from where I am coming from. I also run an organization. I run 2 organizations in Nigeria, Institute of Behavioral Analysis and Management, and BioNova, Biodiversity Organization for Nature Observance, Vigilance, and Advocacy. Friends, why am I telling you? Why am I sharing this with you? Why did I have to share this with you? Because I want you to know that regardless of wherever you are today, nothing is enough to stop you. Nothing is enough to stop you. If your mind can capture it, there is nothing you cannot achieve. The disgraced R&B king, Robert Sylvester Kelly, said, if I can see it, then I can be it. I believe I can fly. There is nothing you cannot achieve. Your mind is the only thing. So look, If you ask me to summarize all the scriptures in the Bible, I mean, if you ask me to remove every other scripture and leave only one, you know the one I'm going to leave? It says, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows issues of life. Guard your heart. See, let me put it in perspective. Hire military personnel, hire police officers, hire detectives, hire all forms of security to protect your heart, because out of that your heart flows issues of life. Look, what happened to you is not the enemy. The enemy is the interpretation of your mind to what happened to you. In that my book, I said, I related a story of an army, a small group of army. They were going for a war against an army that is bigger than them. And their commandants noticed that they were scared. So he invited a priest. And the role of the priest was simple: to let them know whether they should go to the war or they should not go. So what he did was he tossed the coin, and he said, if the head faces up, it means that you guys are going to be victorious. But if tail appears, it means that you guys are going to lose the battle. So he tossed the coins the first time, the head appeared. He tossed it the second time, the head appeared. The third time, the head appeared. Then he told them, look, victory is yours. Nothing can stop you from victory. Go, you guys go, you're going to win the battle. And they went and they won the battle. And they came back. When they came back, they told their commandant, said, look, you have to invite the priest, because he told us we win and we will have won. And so when the priest came, he came in a military uniform. They were surprised. Are you a soldier? He said, yes, I'm no priest. As a matter of fact, there's no such thing as God of war. He now brought out the coin that he tossed. It had 2 heads and no tail. He said, look, we only had to do that to put you guys in the right mindset. He said, because in every military engagement, your mindset matters. Now, your life on earth is a battle. And your mind will determine whether you are going to win that battle or not. If you put 4 men in a room, one of them suffer from hyperopia. Sorry, I suffer from hyperopia. That's why I wear glasses. One of them suffer from hyperopia. One of them suffer from myopia. And one of them suffer from achromatopsia. It cannot differentiate colors. Hyperopia, you cannot see objects that are near. You can only see the ones that are far. Myopia, you cannot see objects that are far. You can only see the one that is near. They call it short-sightedness. And achromatopsia, you cannot differentiate color. And only one of these 4 men has accurate sight. If you put an object before the 4 of them to describe, you get 4 different descriptions. One will be decolorized. Like to tell you the color that object does not contain, right? One will be minimized, because the highs is like that. One will be exaggerated. One will be amplified. Only one description will be correct. The one who does not have an eye defect. Your attitude is the eyes of your mind. It determines how you see everything. It determines how you interpret events. It determines how you compare yourself with others. It determines what you think about people. It determines what you think about opportunities. In the same Nigeria where people think there is no opportunity, foreign companies will come, they will run businesses, and they'll become big. Did you know that in that same Nigeria where it seems not to be opportunity, there are people becoming millionaires today? I'll tell you another story. Sometimes in 2016, I got to work one day, and then my boss treated me in a way that I didn't like, and I forgot that I was married with a kid, and I resigned my job. And I got home, I remember that, look, that part is not for free. But I said to myself, I'm no longer slaving. When I was working with TNL, I woke up 4:30 in the morning, go to Lekki, because if I leave home by 6, I'll be late to work. And I'm the kind of person that I was HR manager, and I wouldn't want any other person to give me excuse. So I wouldn't want to give the excuse that, oh, this is why I'm late. So I'll leave home 4:30 in the morning. And then I won't be back until, if my wife sees me by 11:30, she'll say, you're early today. So I resigned. Forgot about the fact that food is costly, and my son could eat anything at that time. He was eating as if it was a force sent against me from the pit of hell. I love him, don't get me wrong. But then I look at it, what can I do? So I registered VAP consultant. And I started going from one state to another in the north. telling them about this youth employability and entrepreneurial development. I remember one day I was going to see Governor Tom, and I told my brother, I'll be lodging with you in Abuja. He said, where are you going? I said, he said, where are you going this time? Because he has sent me a lot, going to different states in the north. Where are you going this time? I said, I'm going to Benue. To see who? I said, to see the governor. Do you have appointment with him? He said, no. Does he know you? I said, no. Do you know him? I said, no. How are you going to see him? I said, I'm just going to see him. Don't forget that I'm Mr. President. I can see anybody. You know, the guy said, look, you have money, sir. On my way to Benue, I met a man, and then we discussed my proposal. And he said, do you know the IG? I said, no. Do you have any training that we can organize for the police? I said, yes. He said, if I take you to see the IG, can you present to him the way you have presented to me? I said, why not? This is my brainchild idea. It's not, I didn't copy this idea from somewhere. I said, okay, we're going to go see the IG. So when I came back to Abuja, it took me to see the IG. Unfortunately, IG just left with the president 5 minutes ago to London. But I recall that when he took me, he asked me to rent a particular kind of car that, see, if we take my own car, you are not going to be able to see him because he won't let us in. So after that day, the man was not there to take me anymore, and I wanted to go on my own. So I rented that same car, and I went there, and they opened for me, and I went to the floor that we went. Now, they gave me two options. The DIG gave me two options. They said, see me now and spend 5 minutes, or wait till I'll be having my lunch and come and see me then so that we can have the time to talk. And I said, I will see him now and spend 5 minutes. I said, because I don't really have all the time, I said. So by the time we finished the first 20 minutes, the DIG was already laughing with me because it became that comfy with me because he liked what I presented to him. See, from no money, that very day, they approved. Okay, so I went there with a proposal of $1 billion training. Yeah, you have to be that greedy sometimes when you want to break out of poverty. And he said, okay, look, we can't give you this kind of, training without knowing what you can do. So we are going to give you this one. The one they approved for me was 10 million naira. I'm going to be honest with you, since 2016 till date, they've not sent my money. They haven't given me the money. However, I did not know anybody in Nigerian police force. I didn't have no connection, but I was able to get approval of 10 million naira back as far back as 2016. Now, if you are seated there and you are waiting for the day that you are going to meet a big man before you start making moves, that day may not come. That day may not come. You have to look, I tell people, all you need to change your life is take actions. Don't wait for the perfect time. Move. The Bible says this sign shall follow. Please pay attention to that word. Follow those that believe. See, something cannot be following somebody that is standing still. You need to be moving. Why? In your journey from zero to significance, in your journey from survivor to significance, you need a lot of experience. In your journey from survivor to significance, you need a lot of experience. And the more of experience you can gather, the faster your life can change. If you think it's all about money, they will give you money and you are going to misplace or misuse all the money. But experience is something that nothing can give you but the experience from action itself. When you act, you make mistakes, you learn from those mistakes. They become part of your working tools. I remember as far back as 2011 or 2010, 2011, I registered a company called Ava Trainers. I don't know if Mr. Badmos can remember, for me to speak. And sure. Then we put newspaper adverts and nobody showed up for the training at what's that place called?
I remember at Anthony.
At Panguf Estate. At Panguf Estate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bible
Bible guest house. Yes, Bible guest house. Nobody. So look, It's not like some people showed up. Nobody showed up. Nobody showed up to listen to a president. So listen, when you look at, oh, he's now gone to Harvard, he's gone to Osgood, and he's gone to these things. Look, the story has a process. And the only person that can give you that process is you. You got to put yourself in the process. How? Ask questions continually. Commit yourself to endless learning. I tell people this very often. If we're born in the 21st century, you would choose the best time to come to world because learning is now free of charge. Open courseware everywhere. Coursera, Allison, all these learning opportunities. When I came to North America, the day I got to the US, the pastor that came to pick me at the airport, he said something to me. He said, Pastor, said, I want to introduce two people to you. I said, okay. He said, because in this country, the only thing you need to succeed is information. I said, okay, sir. He said, however, you're going to get a lot of information, so much that many of them will not be correct. As a matter of fact, 80% of the times they will not be correct. I said, okay, sir. He said, but these two people, you must always ask them anything you want to do, any information you get, always ask them. I said, okay, sir. He said, do you know that you already know those people? I said, no, sir. Tell me about it. He said, they are Google and YouTube. Google and YouTube. And I tell you the truth. Anything you want to learn. I believe something that if you want to, even if it is medicine or surgery you want to learn on YouTube, you can learn it. I strongly believe that. Even if it is YouTube, even if it is medicine and surgery that you want to learn on YouTube, you can still learn it. Anything at all that you want to learn. Now, it's no longer just Google and YouTube. Now we're not empowered with AI. I was telling my brother the other day, who's also a lawyer, I said, did you know that anybody that is sharp-mouthed, that is very eloquent, if they get AI, they will flood us in the courts. As in, they will beat us to our own. We are the lawyers. But with the help of AI, because we can do legal research and tell the AI to analyze for you, and because some people are more eloquent than some people, it becomes very easy for them to fast talk you in the court and then to talk the court and win the case because of AI. Now, what am I telling you? I've told you where I'm coming from, and it's an abridged version of it. I suffered more than that. So look, poverty was not my nurse door neighbor. Poverty was our roommate. As a matter of fact, sometimes we mistook him for brother. But from there, I am where I am. I'm not where I'm going yet, but there was a time that if I tell somebody that I want to be president, like, they kind of believe that it's a possibility. But when I talk now in political gatherings, even politicians want me to be president. The other day, I sent a message to a senior advocate friend of mine, and he said, I wish you were in the military, that you can just overtake the government now and become our president. It's funny. Now, why? Because one, we never allowed our mindset. It is called a mindset because you can actually set it. You can set it. How do you set it? First, surround yourself with positive people. 2, choose role models and mentors. Now, this is the difference. Role models are people that you want to be like, but you don't have access to. Maybe you like the way they talk and you start learning to talk like them. Or you like the way they dress and you start learning to dress like them. Or you like the way they do their jobs and you start learning to to do your job like them. Let me tell you something about modeling. Role modeling now. It is better to copy excellence than to create mediocrity. It is better that you copy excellence than to create mediocrity. So have a role model, somebody that you are modeling your life after. My pastor would say that regardless of anything you want to achieve, there is someone who has achieved that thing, living or dead. Now, if you now must be innovative, if you must be innovative, the difference between innovation and creativity is that, or invention, is that innovation is improving on either the quality, the cost, or the quality, cost, and quality, cost, or timing, quality, cost, or timing of a particular product. Now, anything you do that does not improve on either the quality, the cost, or the timing, the efficiency of an existing product is not innovation. All right. Now, so I was saying that all you need to do to change your mind, to help your mind, first, surround yourself with positive people. Two, select for yourself role models, because it is better for you to copy excellence than to create mediocrity. People don't care whether you copied it, as long as it is excellent, they will pay for it. Because people actually pay for what they will enjoy, not necessarily what you have created. If you create a song that, if you are a musician and you create a song that only your family members can listen to, only your family member will listen to it, and they won't pay. Family members don't pay. Okay? Just look at the country. There was a time when we were growing up, if you go to a Nigerian party and they are playing Nigerian music, you tell the DJ to play foreign music. But today, if you go to a Nigerian party and you tell the DJ to play, and the DJ is playing foreign music, I wonder why he's not playing Burna Boy, Davido, Wizkid, Rema, all these guys. Why? Because they've developed on their act. Because first, we started from copying excellence from the Western guys. But now, the Western guys are the ones copying our music because we've improved on it. All right? So, a role model, mentor. See, what a mentor does for you, a mentor practically takes your hand and walk you through success, walk you into success. You will cut your journey by more than half by simply following the footprints laid out by a mentor. A mentor will share his experience with you. I'll tell you this story, then I'll tell you one other story, then I'll cut. Then we bring it to a close. This lawyer was struggling in his career, and he called his uncle, who is a retired lawyer. He said, "Help me. I am struggling. You need to give me clients." His uncle said, "They don't give lawyers no clients." He said, "But what I'm going to do, I'm going to introduce you to my friend." So he introduced him to his friend. And his friend said, "Okay, I'll be speaking at so place, on so dates. When I step out, follow me." So when he finished speaking, the guy followed him, and the man held his hand and handed his bag to him, and he followed him. When he got to the car, he said, "Bye-bye." He said, "Sir, you said you were going to help me." He said, "I have helped you." And before he got home, he started receiving calls, different calls, giving him cases. And he was wondering. So one day he went to meet the man. He said, "Sir, what did you do?" He said, "What I did was I appeared in public with you." He said, "People who want to give me job but cannot afford me, we then give you the job because they saw us together." That is what a mentor can do for you. Your association with a mentor, we give people an impression of you that, look, this guy is at this level, even though you are not at that level yet. Because of your mentor, because you appear with your mentor. When I go to speak somewhere and I say, Jerry Robert is my friend or Jerry Robert is my mentor, the way people listen to me is different from the way they listen to me if I'm just one black boy that came from Africa and believe that there is nothing I cannot be in North America. I don't know if I'm making sense to us. And finally, I will tell you this story, then I'll get out of your faces. I'm sorry that I've used your time. Yes. There is this guy that saw this beautiful cousin of his and wanted to marry her. And then the uncle said, "Look, you can't just marry my daughter for nothing. If you want to marry my daughter, you have to serve me for 12 years, for 7 years." And he said, "Oh, for this damsel, man, I will do 20. He served 7 years. After 7 years, he said, "Look, in this our tradition, the first girl has to be married before the second one can be married. So if you want to marry my daughter, you have to marry the first one and serve me another 7 years." So, look, I told you I can do training, no problems. They married her. Now, why he was serving for the one that he wanted to marry. He started having children with the one that was forced on him. And then after 14 years, he married this lady. And the lady wouldn't even have a child for him. They started struggling. They did IVF. The Bible didn't say these things. But they tried everything humanly possible at that time. Then eventually, she was able to birth him a child. He loved that guy. He loved the guy. So he preferred him to all of his other children. But don't forget that some of his other children were way older than him because their father married their mom long before 7 years before he could marry this guy's mom. And after marrying this guy's mom, their mom would even conceive. All right. So they were way older than him. And he showered all the love on him. And the boy will not even talk like me. He wants to be. He will say that I want to be president. And he will say it anyway. He doesn't give a damn who you are. Who the heck do you think you are? I'm the president. I'm the president in this relationship. Why are you feeling big? So the boy will talk like that. And his brothers began to develop hatred. They began to develop hatred for him. And one day, they decided to sell him to slavery. No, they wanted to kill him. So they dug a hole. They threw him there. But they said, look, but as God we have it, slave masters were passing by, slave traders were passing by, and they saw him. And they saw the slave traders, and it was like, they were like, why can't we just make a few quid from this guy? All right, let's bring him out and sell it to these people. So they sold him. Don't forget, he was his father's favorite. They now sold him to a place where he had no choice, he had no opportunity, all he had was just life. And then God also did it that he became the favorite of his master. And his master started favoring him. And then because he was handsome, his master's wife wanted to have a feel of him. But he said, God forbid, I won't betray this guy. You know what? This guy don't do me. No, nah, I don't fit. Right? So he said he won't do that. And he was framed up, taken to prison without trial. Listen, if he was tried and found guilty, he would have had a criminal record. He would not have been fit for palace, but he was not tried. They just put him there. Now, here is the interesting thing. He had no hope of coming out of there because he was not tried, so there was no specific date that he was coming out. So God will have the king's cupbearer be in prison at that particular time when he was still in the prison. Let me tell you how useless a king bearer is. If it was a chief, we say, okay, maybe the chief will use his connection to get him out. A cupbearer is somebody who does all his duty, all his assignment to the king is just carrying the king's cup. When the king wants to take coffee, this is your cup, sir. When the king wants to take water, this is your cup. That was all the duty of that guy. And as ordinary as the guy was, he forgot Joseph for 2 years. One day, the king had a dream. And when he had a dream, he became bothered that, look, who can help me interpret this dream? And they needed Joseph's expertise. Please write this word down somewhere, expertise. They needed his expertise. So before I proceed, do you have an expertise that a king can use even if you meet him? Do you have the expertise that can satisfy? Do you have an expertise that can fit for a king's purpose, even if you come before a king now? Don't forget that in my own story, I met the DIG, young, and he was going to give me 5 minutes. But we ended up spending more than an hour together because I had an expertise to give. And I've told you in the course of this discussion that, look, we are in the days when knowledge is free. It is not the certificate that matters. It is knowledge that matters. Know-how, technical know-how. All right? Now, so this guy will come before the king, and then he interpreted the king's dream. And after interpreting the king's dream, he proffered a solution. And the king was like, you didn't tell me he's an economist. Shu, how am I supposed to know? I just met him for a few days now. I didn't know he's an economist. He said, bros, see, this your economic policies is a bit too advanced for us. You are going to be the one to help us implement it. You'll be our prime minister. Now, the part people focus on is a man being a stranger, being a prime minister in a strange land. They don't focus on all the things he went through. Process. So here is my call to you, my friends. Today, let whatever you are going through, the difficulties that you currently face in life, let them fuel you into developing an expertise that can help you deliver at any level. I want to thank you most sincerely for spending your money with me. You could have spent it somewhere else. You could have engaged in some other activities, but you decided to listen to me. I don't take it for granted. I really appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you, sir, very much. And thank you, host, for having me. I appreciate it a great deal. Thank you.
Wow. Amazing. As you were speaking, it was the grand entrance of the 001 Mind Surgery Revolution of the Global Clusters. That is Dr. Mrs. Ambassador Michelle Uko came in, and I know he resonate with this because Dr. Michelle raised me, and he knows most of my friends. And Dr. Michelle Uko is going to speak, and after he speak, we have a childhood friend here that we actually squatted in his house. That is Pastor Umosu Chukudike. Is still here? I think, maybe he left. I saw him when Barrister started the meeting, but he's not here. I want to hear his own submission of the story, but maybe he's busy somewhere. Maybe he's having his church service. But let's have Dr. Michelle Uko react to the mind surgery revolution. I know he came a bit late, but this is Mr. President. You remember him? You know, when Douglas we go a place, and he said, we guess what? When we were young, they will say we should pray. What do I want? I said I want the double portion of the world riches. That's what I said. I said I want the double portion of the world riches. He would say, I want to become the president, and that was what we normally said. I said I'm not disturbing myself about anybody that has anything, but because I'm going to get the double portion of the world riches. That is like play, and that is what we've been joking with. But we thank God for where we are today. The Vice Douglas has 2 kids. One he gave birth to in the United States, one in Canada. They are citizens there, and he's practicing, and he has shared his resume to you. And I wanted to actually send that to me. I want to send it to the Global Cluster community to inspire somebody. And thank God this is on YouTube. You can share this to friends and family for them to be able to learn. We believe that with this, we can actually build a better society. We'll be spending a little bit of time this morning so that we can get people's feedback on today's mind surgery. The first person to give us the feedback is the 001. My wife is going to give a review today.
Sir. I think
my wife.
Sir. Sir, I think Pastor Chika is still available. He's in the chat box. He said he's still here. Maybe he's the one, sir.
Okay, Chooks, right?
Yeah, maybe he's the one. Pastor,
okay.
He said I'm still here.
Okay, I'm still here. That's good.
Maybe
you're going to give us your review after the 001. He will be the first person to give review. Then my wife is going to give review because, is called part of the story. You understand? I know at the time we were living together in Maryland, a lot of things. So we're going to give this story because all of these things are now stories. Let's have the 001 Mind Surgery Revolution of the Global Cluster. Dr. Michelle Uko, what's your take on today's mind surgery?
Good morning, everyone. It's real simple. I did enter late, and I apologize. But the young man, when I entered, I heard him say something, and I said, I hope it resonates with everyone. If you were to meet a king, what would be your expertise? Would you be able to have something of value that you yourself, you being the enterprise, you being the person who has done the mind surgery on yourself, now you have not all the complaints, as he mentioned, about how you got to where you are. This process of sometimes we have these woe is me stories. It's incredible. It's something that we need not have. And the reason why we have the mind surgery is to keep us focused, to keep us positive, to keep us developing ourselves. So hats off to the young man, because a lot of times we do get in positions where we've met someone who's a connection, met someone through networking, met someone at a conference, and now you're standing right beside this person and they're talking to you. And guess what? People will know if you don't know. So develop yourself, because you might be in a position where you are standing. You can use the word king, but you can be standing beside someone who can be an investor, standing right beside someone who can hire you, and then you're not prepared. So I want to thank him. That was my take. Always be ready.
Mommy, did you forget him? He's the one that normally do comedy for us now at First New Generation. Do you forget him?
Good
No.
morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Yeah.
I was just focusing on.
Again.
So the story.
I'm sorry. I was focusing on my assignment, and that was, what was your comment?
Part of the story
Thank
that
you.
I did not tell was that I was going to go back to school to study medicine, and
Yeah.
you told me, why do you want to see all that blood?
Oh, wow. I'm so proud of you. I am.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you,
I am very proud of you. I was just focusing on my assignment, and then after this, I was going to quickly try to call you. But
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm acknowledging, and then happy holidays to everyone all over the world.
So, yeah, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. That is the voice of the 001 Mind Surgery Revolution of the Global Clusters worldwide. That is Dr. Michelle Uko. Thanks for that wonderful review. Let's have Pastor Chukwuduke Nwosu-Nathan. What's your take on today's mind surgery? She is our childhood friend. We were escorting in his house. Oh yeah, go ahead, Dr. Chuks. Pastor Chuks. Hello. Is it
CNN,
network?
we can hear you, sir.
He's not here again, I think. Wow, maybe the network yanked him out. But let's wait for him. While we're waiting for him, let's get a review from the global first lady of the global cluster. She's equally part of the story. What's your take on today's mind surgery revolution?
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone, and happy Easter. Uncle, so good to see you, Uncle Douglas.
It's a huge
so good
pleasure,
to
man.
see you. Gone are those days. Good morning, everyone. Dr. Uko, good morning. And everyone, thank you for being attentive this morning, and happy Easter to every one of us. I was just laughing because you cannot be with Uncle Douglas and you will not laugh. And I wanted to say that there is part of you that you don't remember to say, and I will talk about it, that you are a comedian. Anytime I think about you, I say, oh, I'll always laugh. And when I saw you today, I say, oh, I've been laughing before you even thought that. You didn't even talk about that. When we were together at the point in our life when I newly married, and Uncle will be at our house. He's always struggling with Abraham. Abraham is a big boy now, though. Uncle would always struggle with my bad. I'll say, Uncle, be careful. Please leave my boy alone. Because my son will say, what is your name? He'll say, my name is Ida Papa. Ida Papa. And Uncle say, your name is Ida. And my boy will be struggling. I say, Uncle, please don't make my son cry. So I always remember that with him. He's a very funny person. And thank God for your life. Thank God for your family. And I want to quickly put my submission, and it's so unfortunate that we don't have luxury time here this morning, but I just want to say to us that it is very good to dream. You understand? But mind you, in dreaming, there's nothing bad in dreaming. But remember that your dream is your dream. It's not other one. Focus on yourself and focus on your dream. Like I used to tell my husband, sometimes I said, you are the owner of the dream. We are just a supporter. So it is now left for a dreamer to dream well and be truthful to yourself. Be truthful to yourself. Because sometimes what we do a follow copy. I don't say photocopy, we do a follow copy. We forget that we all have a different dream. Even when you have a twin children, their dreams is always not the same. So I don't look at people's dreams and follow. Sometimes we need somebody to follow us, but we don't need a validation from that person. Remember, your dream is different from that dream, from their own dream. So what I want to say, and I want to deduce, they have a lot of friends, and at the end of the day, they followed their own dreams. And at the end of the day, they follow themselves at the point, but at some point, they need to follow their own dream differently for them to be able to share their story now. So as I want to tell you, with the clusteria, yes, we might be here together to gain one thing or the other, but let us know that your dream is your dream, and it is good for you to follow your dream and to be truthful to yourself in following your dream. A lot of people have a big dream, but they have not been truthful to themselves. You understand? And when other ones are not copying your dream, it is not their fault. It is because their dream is not your dream. Focus on your dream. Be diligent in your dream and be truthful to yourself. That's my submission today. Thank you for having me. Have a wonderful week. Thank you.
Amazing. Amazing. That is the voice of the Global First Lady of the Global Clusters, Chief Mrs. Motunrayo Adejoke Azizat Badmus. So thanks for that great submission. Having said that, I want to hear a submission from Dr. Giwa. Dr. Giwa, please, I know you came very early into the meeting this morning. What's your take on the mind surgery revolution this morning? In 1 minute, please. Dr. Giwa. Okay. If Dr. Giwa is not available,
how are you?
then let's.
Hello, can you hear me?
All right.
Yes, on.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Sorry,
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Dr. Giwa.
the G's, I'm actually at work. You know, I'm a medical doctor, so
All right.
I need to attend to claim, but I was fully part of all the event. The thing I would say, because of time, and I don't want to take too much of our time because I know we are time bound, is first, let me thank the presenter for the very well articulated presentation. I'm very much impressed with the subject under review. I'll just say this to hard because of time. One, we are created to be uniquely different. All of us must remember that. Two, the master and the site of every change is our mind. So mind engineering is very important. Three, to make any lasting change, we need to understand how our mind works. So I'll spend 2 minutes, if you don't mind, talking on that subject. Your mind is the factory where you manufacture your life. And the process of the manufacturing can be split into components of the art, if you like, or if you like, soul, if you're a Christian. And it has 3 parts to it you need to study and control. As the presenter said, guarding the heart is a must. You have a mind, you have a will, and you have an intellect and an emotion. These 3 are part of your soul. How far you go or don't go is a function of how you equip this, your machinery, to produce the result you desire. You must remember our culture has a profound effect on us, either for good or for bad. Culture is neither good or bad. It's just the way of life that has been moved to us. As the First Lady said, you need to uniquely know what you are doing here and why you're here. And that should inform how you control culture to choose to suit your calling. As the presenter said correctly, we need to empower ourselves. I'll just say quickly, we have 7 needs that all of us in this gathering must focus on. We have a need to love and be loved. We have a need to learn. We have a need for sex if we are adults. I'm sorry to be blunt. We have a need for food, clothing, shelter, and security. we should every day have a plan to meet each of these needs as adults. And eventually, we are the master of our life. We'll go as far as you rightly said in the presentation, we choose to go. Thank you for this submission. Thank you for having me. God bless you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Wow, that is Dr. Giwa. Dr. Giwa is in charge of any patient in Nigeria is going to be heading that cluster to ensure that you get the right treatment locally and internationally. So in the evening, the survival strategy, you'll be hearing all of his expertise, and you have learned from his submission today. Thank you, Dr. Giwa, for sharing that wonderful piece. I believe that the review department will add it to the review. And let's take another submission from Chaplain James Mercy. What's your take on today's mind surgery? Chaplain James. That is the 001 Global Travel and Tours Cluster of the Global Clusters. Chaplain James.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. Adekunle Badmus. I'm very glad to be here and even to be part of today's mind surgery. I think this is my first time here, and what I'm really listening to today, in fact, is really mind surgery. That is, if our mind is get healed from all sicknesses, diseases, viruses that we might have contacted in one way or the other through all this situation in the country, through peer groups or whatever that has been polluting our mind. With this, we should be able to have the foresight and to have the clear mind of the future of where we're going and what we want to achieve. It's a very great one. And let me take this spiritually too. Let me take this spiritually. The Bible says, it's not what man takes into the system, not what we eat that defies a man. It is what that comes out from the heart of man. Meaning that it is what you're thinking that can defy you. It is what you say, your mind or your thought, your idea that can defy you. That is, you don't just go and commit any sin, even suicide. You can't just go and commit suicide if you have not been nursing, doing that preparation in your heart. Adultery, fornication, all these things come from the heart. So now, if we have this kind of mind surgery for people who are able to perform the cesarean section or the operation successfully, taking it to the medical aspect now, whatever problem might be inside there, maybe in the kidney, in the liver, in the system, if the surgery is being done successfully, the person can fully come back to life, to good health, and begin to live a new life again. So this mind surgery is important for everyone. I've just spoken about the spiritual aspect, which Jesus talked about. So if we have this clear mind, have this good orientation that we can do this, we can achieve this. Yes, I don't need to remain where I am. I can be greater in life. Just like the stories we have heard today, it's not just a story. It's a testimony in one way or the other in the spiritual aspect. It's a testimony of what he has passed through, where he began. And now, he read his attestation, he read his qualification, he read how. Nobody will believe him where it's coming from because they just saw the reality of the existence of God in his life. So it's mind surgery to anyone who might be in that position too. We have some people in the street today that do not have house. And tomorrow, they become the president of this country, as he has said he has a vision. So all this goes a long way. And I will encourage us not to, I think, the numbers of people we're supposed to have here should be more than this, for them to understand this. And what I will also suggest, we can take it beyond coming together like this. If this time is not favorable enough, because people that will be in the offices, schools, or wherever, we can still look for some other times or other programs that we can put together to invite youth together to this kind of mind surgery for them. It's an operation. It's an operation for anyone who has diseases or problems or whatever. The kidney, the liver, it has to do it with inward person, inward man, inward spirit, inward being. So we are able to purge, wash, able to perform the surgery successfully. They will come back as a whole person. So it's just what we should do and take seriously. I am very happy with what I've heard today. But as I've been listening, I've been thinking of what we can also do to reach out to more youth in the community. I'm also a member of the POCACOF Police Campaign Against Cultism and Other Vices, which we engage more youth in the communities. Even we just received approval letter from the Ministry of Education going to government schools. This is also an eye-opener for us, talking to the youth in their various assemblies. And we're going to kick off that in the next 2 weeks. So it's beyond here. It's beyond this platform. And it is wherever we find ourselves. If we have the opportunity to talk to the youth, to address them, let's share this experience. It's a life experience, which they can also keen into and make their life better as well. So thank you, Dr. Adekunle Badmus, for this platform, given to everyone to come together, have this kind of mind surgery. Thank you so much. God bless you. And the 001 of the Global Cluster, I salute you, Dr. Tunrayo Badmus. Thank you for being there for us. And all the 001s, I salute you, and more respect to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
I cite you as well. Thank you, sir.
That is the voice of Chaplain James Mercy, and is the one in charge of our travel and tours of the global clusters, and all the trips we'll be doing. We'll be planning them, and you'll be sharing them into the global clusters. I know our time is fast spent, but we need to get some reviews from some keynote people. Let's hear from General Debumi, General Ambassador Debumi. What's your take on today's mind surgery? In 1 minute, please. Okay. General Debumi, if General Debumi is not available, let's hear from, I don't know whether Pastor Chooks is available here anymore, but we want to hear a review from him. But if he's not available, let's hear from Iwalewa Planet. What's your take on today's mind surgery? After that, the 001 or your cluster of the global cluster, that is Pastor Moses Gospower, will give his own review. Iwalewa Planet, what's your take? That is the 001 motion cluster of the global
Good
cluster.
morning.
Oh, okay.
Good morning,
General, excellent morning to you. Go ahead with your review.
God bless. Happy Easter Monday to everyone.
Excellent. Happy Easter Monday to you.
Yeah, I appreciate all my businessmen over there and the 001 as well. I appreciate our CEO, the founder of this global clusters. And I can see the first lady over there as well. And the great speaker, instructor of today. God bless you, sir. You really imparted into my life today. Well, this is the first time joining you. Yeah, God bless you, sir. And I also acknowledge this my great brother Oluwaseyi Odu. So God bless you, sir. You're always there. God bless you. And to my great Oga, Chaplain James, the doctor of himself. God bless you. You see, I so much love in spirit. Anywhere he is, he love me and others, Chaplain General to be there. So I so much love in spirit. We are brothers. Oh, well, in everything, no, I always said, I'm learning. I'm learning. Yes, in everything, I'm learning. In fact, this my surgeon, this topic we brought up today, in fact, I'm happy to be here. Revolution. Yeah. I'm happy to be here, though I've also sent the information. That's a link to some of my generals in other countries as well. I think they are here, the one in Cameroon, in Africa, and in Nigeria here, they are here as well. So for them to also learn, to know what is going on, because they know that anywhere I am, they wanted to be there as well. I don't know much, but they know more than me. So let me just say I'm a learner. So what I want to put in, General James has already said everything. Just want to put a little support to it. Is that let's go out there to teach the youth that are there, so that they can also be a beneficiary of these programs we are bringing up. So I think the time is not conducive for most of them. Monday morning like this, I don't think it will be conducive for most of them. Most of them are workers, and some of them will be busy on Monday. If we can reschedule the time, it may be that Monday, but if we can reschedule the time, I think to be okay. Then we have more people. Like me now, I can mobilize more people. But some of them are telling me, it's today, Monday morning. But I'd love them to also listen and also be a part of parcel of this program, this revolution. So it's a good idea. So that's all I can say for now. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, General Odebum. No
You're
problem. We have it on YouTube. If they cannot make the time, they can rewatch from the YouTube channel. So it's not a problem. So thank you very much for that wonderful contribution.
Yes, I can see this,
let's-
my general too. He's from Germany. That's Takuti Jesu. He's from
Okay,
Germany.
you're welcome.
I think he will represent us in Germany as well.
All right. You're welcome, General. You're welcome. Having said that, let's have cluster and Pastor Moses God's Power 001 or your cluster of the global clusters. What's your take on today's mind surgery revolution?
Good morning, everyone.
Excellent morning to you, sir.
Happy Easter Monday. I celebrate my boss, Dr. Ambassador Adekunle Badmus, and the First Lady. I celebrate you. First Lady is my wife. The mind surgery revolution is something that world need information. A lot of people are depressed. The information that we need to sustain us. The standout of the mind surgery revolution is to wake up people in situation whereby they don't even have a way out. They thought, the experience I got, because I came lately, based on our girls this morning, it touched my heart. And which what we need? We need information. And information makes us connect to the world. I celebrate everyone that is here, the whole one. I celebrate everyone. And God will celebrate in the mighty name of Jesus. It is a good one. The word in information. A lot of, not only the youth, even the adult, as we are spread the words to the world, I know it's going to bring a limelight to the world. We are not relenting. As for your state concerned, we start in a big way, which I believe in next 3 weeks, we're going to have a permanent standout from the leaders, from the world leaders, from the house leaders, from the street leaders. Every one of us need to share this information. Like our host that spoke earlier, he said something. What we need a mindset, and we need a role model, a mentor that we can derive. You have your goals, and you have your focus. But those two things, it helps. It makes us reach where we are going with that struggle. It opens our mindset. It's setting up our mindset already. Because everyone that's joined this Mind Surgeons Revolution this morning, they are utmost. They are not left out. My own contribution to this is I appreciate the host because there is no one in life you don't have one or two to talk about. What you go through that make you sustainable on your journey. A lot of people may not have opportunity. It's not the day we born a child, it started growing up. It need a processing. And the processing we're hearing this morning is valuable and is touchable and it sustain most of the people that listen to us now. You give them the strength, you give them the power, and God the ambassador Dr. Adekunle Badmus to make us be together like this. You know, we are taken up in different journey. At the same time, we are meeting up at the same bus stop, and which means we are in the same template. Let me go in the spiritual aspect. When Jesus was in the cross and he was dead, and the hope of the apostle that it is finished.
Your voice is very low. We can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes. Now, I'm moving now to the spiritual aspect. The incident happened in Israel, and Jesus was caught and crucified. Immediately, Jesus knew their hearts. He knew that they need something that sustained them. He said, go and wait for me in one place. I'm going to say something to you that sustained you, which they don't even know before. And they have seen a lot of experience, a lot of things that we don't know. And we can gather together here in the Mind Surgeons Revolution, which is going to expose us and it's going to give us strength. Immediately they receive what they need. They have a confidence, they have strength, they have the power. This is the only thing I derived this morning. It give me more strength, it give me more power. God bless you all in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. That's my contribution. God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much. Our time is fast spent. We spent about 30 minutes extra right now. And we'll be stopping here. We'll be drawing the curtain this morning, being an holiday. And I want to appreciate everyone that has contributed. Our guest speaker, Dr. Barrister Victor Douglas Malosawe. Thank you very much. I want everyone to go to the YouTube, share this link, and subscribe to the YouTube channel so that they can always get an update. Every youth that could not come on the call at the time we have stipulated for any of our program can actually get a YouTube link and watch what happened in the program and learn from it. And they will equally get a review. Like yesterday, if you could not make it to the Accurate Connection, there is a review already that have been shared, and you need to share it with all your friends and family. And the media department will send all the videos. I know there are some backlog videos, and they will send all the videos of that review in AI. And the diction cluster of the global cluster, we call it, send the voice review. And currently, we need volunteers to turn all of these reviews to Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa, and other language that we have in Nigeria. We need volunteers so that people can have it in their mother tongue. And we intend to have a spark up in all of the 30, in all the 774 local government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and in all large congregations, all large gatherings, and all large associations in the whole of Africa. I haven't said that. Who are we? We are a consortium of professionals or upcoming professionals, technocrats or upcoming technocrats, entrepreneurs or upcoming entrepreneurs, where we share accurate knowledge of our industry. Why? Because it gives us the right power, accurate information, because that is the bridge between where we are and where we ought to be. accurate connection, because to whom we are connected to determines what we collect. We are not just a social media platform with a marketplace, with all the language of the world, including Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa. We just not just have a marketplace where we sell business, we do things together. We're not just sharing knowledge, we're not just sharing information, we're not just sharing connection. We are a nation building platform. This is the first ever social media platform that promotes nation building. And we intend to use this platform to build a beautiful Federal Republic of Nigeria and to create a United States of Africa. So if you are a forward thinker, we are identifying every forward thinker in our means so that they can come together and we can build our father's land. So if you want to be part of us, you can go to Play Store and download the app. It's a one-time lifetime membership fee of $30,000 or it's equivalent to $21 or it's equivalent. And as a vendor that want to sell in the community, you have just $35 or its equivalent one-time lifetime fee. When you join, you will enjoy limitless opportunity. It is the first ever social media platform that trains every day. We train every day. This evening, we are having survival strategies in the new normal. It's going to start from 5 to like 7 to 8 in partnership with Weward Foundation. And we're going to be bringing speakers. How do you survive in this new normal, in this new world? COVID started 5 years ago. Change of currency is a new normal to us in Nigeria. Cashless policy was a new normal. You know, fuel subsidy removal was a new normal. From 180 to 5 something, new normal. 5 something to almost 1,000 naira, new normal. You understand? How do we survive? No more CBN rate for importers. These are new normal to us. And we all have a lot of personal new normals. You know, how do we survive? What are the strategies? What are the side gigs we could do? What are the things we could dive into to be able to survive in the new normal? So all of these things will be discussed this evening from 5 o'clock. Get the Zoom link. The admin will drop the Zoom link immediately after this meeting. And tomorrow will be Humanity Revolution, 5 to 6 p.m. So every day we meet. And I want to inform everyone that we've changed the date for our Accurate Connection. Accurate Connection will be coming up on Thursday, while People to People Revolution will be coming up on Sunday right now. So having said that, I want to appreciate everyone. We have a lot of concepts. We have this platform as job for every youth in the world as we speak. We have job for every youth. Well, we're going on a movement to employ minimum of 2,000 youth per state right now. We want to engage 2,000 youth per state. Any youth you have around you that said, I don't have a job, let them submit their CV to any of the custodians, let them send their CV to us. We're ready to employ them, and they're not going to leave their house. They're going to work from home. They're going to work from home, and we're ready to train them and make sure that we bring out the best in them. We need to produce more professionals, more technocrats, and more entrepreneurs. We don't want to produce job seekers. You understand? You know, how much are they even earning? What is the minimum wage? Can this sustain them? You understand? And that is why we've created a job. We've created something to remove poverty from the surface of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and in the whole of Africa and in the whole world. That is what we have done. So having said that, thank you for having me today. We appreciate our guest speaker, Barrister Dr. Douglas Malasawe, and we appreciate everyone that has contributed, and we appreciate everyone that has attended. Please endeavor to share the YouTube link and endeavor to subscribe into our YouTube channel, and so that you can always get all of our latest video. Thank you very much. You know, we have a lot of initiative. I can see the person that is in charge of chicken to currency. You know, you can engage in farming. And we have a landed property for all clustarians. All clustarians should subscribe to that landed property because we're doing something very big. Tap into it because it's going to be your investment. So thank you very much. God bless you. Have a wonderful morning. Bye for now.